Hi, everyone, and welcome to the January edition of our pre-UTA briefing. I'm your host, Captain Melissa Boatwright. I'm with the Public Affairs team, and this is for the January UTA A flight and B flight, so January 9th and 10th, and 23rd and 24th. Congratulations! You and you and you, and especially you. Congratulations on making it to 2021. Got to be honest, jury's still out as to whether 2021 is going to be better than 2020, but we made it through 2020 and into 2021. If you are in need of some inspiration, you probably are not alone. You can head over to Facebook and watch Chaplain Ashley Ross's inspirational message for remaining resilient and making the most of the new year, even when it's hard. As a reminder, our commander's priorities are recruiting and retention, mentorship, and improving wing morale. Our commander's intent is to provide funding, equipment, and training to achieve and maintain the combat readiness of our 349th Airmen. You may have probably heard by now, but Travis is in Health Protection Condition Charlie, or HPCon Charlie. It is slightly modified, but HPCon Charlie this go around includes modified shelter at home with exceptions for getting food, caring for relatives, seeking health care, and going to work. Please continue to practice strict hygiene measures like frequently washing your hands or sanitizing them, wiping down common use items with disinfectant, covering your mouths or noses with a tissue or sleeve when you're coughing or sneezing, and staying home when you're sick. You also need to continue to practice physical distancing and refrain from contact like handshaking and fist bumps. You need to be wearing an approved face covering when physical distancing is not possible. And on base right now, gatherings defined as more than 10 people are canceled, with the exception of some formal ceremonies and some mission essential activities that are approved by unit commanders. In any cases, group sizes should be limited to the smallest practical and include proper physical distancing. One note is that Air Force grooming standards in AFI 36-2903 are still in effect, and the on-base barbershops and salons are open, but only by appointment right now. So just something to keep in mind as you're thinking about putting that uniform on and making sure you're adhering to our grooming standards. A couple of special events for us A-flighters. The 312 AS change of command is Saturday morning at 1000. You can find the Zoom info in the email version of this bulletin. Operation Bold is hosting event on Sunday at 1400, helping you understand how to EPR and bullet writing workshop. You got to register by the close of business on Saturday the 9th. Again, check out the UTA, the emailed version of this bulletin for more information. If you have an opportunity to receive the COVID vaccine through your civilian community or provider or work, you may voluntarily choose to do that. Just remember, you need to bring your vaccination records to the unit so it can be included in your medical readiness profile. Effective this weekend, drug demand urinalysis testing will take place at the David Grant Medical Center. You may also know it as the DGMC in the radiology clinic. So if you're scheduled for a test, you'll enter the DGMC through the north entrance. That's by Airbase Parkway and the flagpole. You'll present your testing notification. You'll be screened for COVID symptoms. Once you're cleared to enter the facility, they'll point you in the direction of radiology. If you're an observer, you will follow those same procedures to access the clinic. Operational security or OPSTEC, always important. It's the protection of our non-classified critical information, and it is a full-time job for all of us Air Force members. It's a full-time responsibility, I should say. An updated 349th Air Mobility Wing critical information and indicators list has been published. Take a minute to print a copy out from the OPSEC SharePoint or talk to your supervisor to get a copy. They also created a single page quick reference guide to make it a little bit easier for you to stay primed. And so they encourage you review that throughout the year, not just a one and done, so that you have a continual refresher regarding the items that we are all charged to protect. Contact the OPSEC office with any questions. The Article 137 UCMJ brief is what outlines the specific articles within the UCMJ that must be explained to enlisted members at certain times of their career. So if you're enlisted, this briefing will apply to you. And because of COVID, they can't do it in person. So now there's a computer-based Article 137 UCMJ briefing that meets the requirements. It should be, if you're required to take it, it should be an ADLS for you in the miscellaneous tab. If you're required and you don't see it there, contact the JAG office. Either way, once you take the training, make sure you email a copy of the certificate to the JAG office org box. Check out the email version of this briefing for that email, because I know you ain't writing it down right now. And then, pro tip, keep a copy for yourself just in case, so you can prove that you did it. If in case it gets lost somewhere in the Air Force magic place. Some meetings and events that you need to be aware of for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, the First Sergeant's Council are going to meet at 10:30. Senior Archia is your point of contact. The newcomers brief is at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Mr. Nickel is your point of contact. If you are new to Travis and qualify for lodging because you live outside of the radius, or you qualify because of the radius guidance, for your first UTA weekend, lodging will be taken care of. But during your newcomers brief, they will also outline for future UTAs how you book your own lodging. For those of us who are booking our own lodging, I have more information on that in just a minute, so stick around for that. A couple other meetings. Rising 6 meeting on Saturday at 10:30 in Building 228. Talk to Sergeant Lutfi. Chiefs group meeting at 11:30 in the Wing Conference Room. Talk to Chief Tamplin. Tuition assistance briefing at 1300 on Saturday in Building 249. Talk to Senior Craig. You don't have to sign up to go, but you do need to wear a mask. That's so 2020. A CPI practical problem solving model class is on 1400 on Saturday in Building 228. This is for anybody who's involved in developing corrective action plans, or if you just want to improve your problem solving skills. Talk to Mr. Link. The Wing Inspection Team training is at 1500 in Building 237 on Saturday. Talk to the IGI team for more info. And on Sunday, the Commander's Inspection Management Board is meeting at 10 in the Wing Conference Room. All commanders need to attend that. Talk to Chief Young if you have questions. And the UFMP quarterly meeting is 1000 on Sunday at the Fitness Center Conference Room. Talk to Senior Westcott for more information or if you have questions. Whew, we're almost there. So a reminder that fitness tests will resume in April of this year. So keep with your program. I know it's not easy. We're all working out at home or outside and making it work, but continue to make it work. A reminder for those of us who do book our lodging for our UTAs, all reservations for all UTAs need to be requested by Wednesday before your primary UTA, and any cancellations the day before that. UTA dates that are in ALRS are up to date from until March 2021. Inventory from the hotels is still being received for after that and throughout, to be honest. So some of you have attempted reservations. You receive a message that there's not inventory. Don't panic. Call the office when this, don't call the office. I feel like they would be real mad if I got that wrong. Don't panic and don't call the office. If you attempt to make a reservation and it says no inventory is available, they got it. They know as they get more rooms, those who attempted prior to the deadline will get automatically assigned a lodging room prior to the UTA. We're in the home stretch, folks. Stick with me. If you need a restricted area badge, aka a line badge, the Security Forces Squadron is open both Saturday and Sunday of the primary UTA, so the 9th and 10th, from 9 to noon in Building 381. Make sure you have all your paperwork and it's been processed through the 60th Security Forces Pass and ID, or you will not be able to be seen by our security. You will not be able to get it all done. And finally, for those of you who have partners, the 349th will be hosting a spouse orientation event on Saturday, February 20th, for all 349th spouses and partners to learn about the Air Force mission, customs, traditions, protocols, ask questions, learn more about military life. Valuable if you've been a part of this community for a day or 10 years or longer. You can attend in person or via Zoom. The big ask is that RSVPs need to be done by end of day Sunday, the 10th of January. So end of the primary UTA. Talk to the Airmen and Family Readiness Center. Final note, you can check out the emailed version of this brief for details and reminders about who can use the dining facility and what things you can and can't purchase and that type of stuff. So if you are curious or you are a dining facility user, you want to be reminded of the things you can buy and can't buy and all that stuff, please check out the email brief. And for any additional information and details on stuff that I talked about, there is more information in the email brief. I just didn't give it to you because I don't think you have a pen and paper to write all this stuff down. So thank you. Have a wonderful January UTA. Let's get kicked off on the right foot. We only have something like 35 days together or at the unit a year. So let's do what we can to make every single one of those count. Thanks, everyone. Have a great UTA.